It's another day, the sun is shining. Got to know what's going on around you. Wake up, it's the time to motivate your mind. Come with me, let's make this moment brighter. Wake up with the Bahamas at sunrise. Come on and wake up with the Bahamas at sunrise. Wake up with the Bahamas at sunrise. Wake up with the Bahamas at sunrise. Hey.
Good morning and welcome to Bahamas at Sunrise. We're up dead early on another marvelous Monday, and it's marvelous because you're up with us. My name is Mark Daniels.
Good morning, I'm Tamika Cartwright.
And we hope you had a great weekend this weekend. It's Monday, the 27th of January. The end of the month is almost here, everybody. Just stick with it. We're almost there. January is so long. Why? Why? How was your weekend, Tammy?
It was good, yeah.
Yeah.
Can't complain,
Yeah.
can't complain at all. Yeah, lots are just resting, relaxing. I feel like the week itself is always so busy, and then
Yeah,
the
yeah.
weekend is just like relax time.
That's how it should be.
That's how it should
That's
be,
how
yeah.
it should be. I hope you all got to rest and relax and recharge for this upcoming week, getting ready to close out January. It's been a little cold, which means that some of you probably have been stuck in bed all weekend. It is definitely lotion weather, so make sure that you're not ashy. And just get ready for a good day today. And when you're on the road, I know the traffic is heavy, so be patient and be courteous, because everybody's trying to get somewhere, right?
Yeah.
It was an active weekend. Lots of good things happened. Some bad things happening. I've been seeing some crime happening, some shootings. We got to get it together, people. I don't know what the solution is. We all recognize that there's a problem, but we can't start off the year like this with these murders, with these shootings. So whatever we can do as a community to rally together, to prevent them, to solve them, let's come together, folks. We don't want any more separation and division in 2025. Let's try to heal our nation, eh? We got a great show coming up. We want to remind you that the 26th Grand Bahama Business Outlook is coming up, and it's going to be taking place on Thursday, February 13th, under the theme Prioritizing Inclusive Sustainable Growth. And to find out more information and to stay up to date on all of our business outlooks, please follow our Facebook page or go to tclevents.com to find out how you can be there. You got to be in the room. It's a great discussion.
That's right.
Tell me what we got today. We're talking to Doctors Hospital about their upcoming fundraiser and gala ball. And we're also going to take another look at our segment with Dr. Philip Swan talking about the flu that's going around.
That's right, and we're also going to be talking about the harmful effects of alcohol in our urology care segment. And then we're going to be having our My Library series. Mr. Ian Fernandez here to talk about that. But first, let's take a look at weather with Mr. Godfrey Burnside.
This is Weather at Sunrise.
Thank you, Tom, and good morning, Bahamas. Your first look at the weather at sunrise. You get a weak frontal boundary across the central Bahamas, Long Island and Exuma, and high pressure building across the northwest Bahamas. That frontal boundary should fizzle out sometime by tomorrow. A lovely weekend still weather-wise, but today, partly sunny on the warm side. Over the northwest Bahamas, partly sunny and warm, a couple of showers in the central and southeastern islands along that frontal boundary. You look going down your high, reaching 80 degrees Fahrenheit. Tonight, a few patchy clouds around on the mild side across the northwest Bahamas, and we're looking at a partly cloudy skies, a couple of showers over the central and southeastern islands. You look going down to 67 degrees Fahrenheit. And some region highs and lows across the Caribbean, Barbados 87 and 76. In Jamaica, 89.75. In Trinidad, 88.73. And the Turks and Caicos Islands, 80 and 68. Across North America, Atlanta, 51 and 33. In Boston, 31 and 24. In Miami, 75 and 68. Dallas, Texas, 49 and 37. And Toronto, Canada, 27 and 22. Frontal boundary fizzles out by tomorrow. Expect another front to pass near Grand Bahama on Wednesday. No fanfare to that. So for the most part, high pressure will dominate. Partly sunny skies throughout the weekend. Warm temperatures. Just a 10% chance for a spotty shower. The temperature daytime will be in the upper 70s to low 80s at daytime. At nighttime in the upper 60s to lower 70s. That puts you off. First look at weather at sunrise. I'm Godfrey Burnside. Back to you, Tommy.
Thanks, Godfrey. This morning we'll be talking about how moderate alcohol consumption can be harmful to the body. And with me now to discuss this is Dr. Gregory Pinto, urologist from the Urology Care Center, Bahamas. Good morning and welcome back to Bahamas at Sunrise.
It's always a pleasure to be here. Good morning, Bahamas. And I always have to tell my daughter, good morning, Gia.
Awesome. How old is she?
She's 9.
Oh my goodness, yes. So you have to say that.
I
have
must
to get
say
that
yes.
in there.
So even low levels of alcohol, unfortunately, can cause harm. So
Well-
even going back to 1988, alcohol is known to be a neurotoxin. It's harmful to the brain. It's also known to be a carcinogen. It increases our risk of cancer. So even in layman's terms, it's a poison. I know Bahamians don't want to hear that. We consume a large amount of alcohol. It's linked with our social activities. But unfortunately, it can cause cancer, and in particular, 7 different types of cancer. But I'm going to look at it from the positive. We have an overwhelming number of cancers in this country, particularly breast cancer. 1 in 6 men are going to get prostate cancer in their lifetime. Overwhelming number of colon cancers, colorectal cancers for both males and females. If we can determine that we have a modifiable risk factor, that we can adjust our lifestyle, substantially decrease our risk of cancer, that's a positive thing. So the U.S. Surgeon General this month declared that he wants to put warning labels on all alcoholic beverages to say that if you drink these alcoholic beverages, you increase your risk of cancer. And that's a very shocking thing.
Wow.
And the data supports that. So he actually put forward that over 100,000 cancer occurrences in the United States are directly related to alcohol. Over 20,000 cancer deaths are directly related to alcohol. 1 in 6 breast cancer cases in the United States is directly related to cancer. So if we extrapolate that to our population, if we can, as a nation, as a populace, reduce our alcohol intake, we can reduce our cancer numbers substantially. Even 1 in 6 breast cancers that don't have to happen if we can reduce our alcohol intake. And even 1 drink a day, that can increase our cancer risk.
Wow.
So when we talk about what causes cancer, some people think we're genetically predisposed. Actually, that's not true. There are different types of gene mutations. There's germline mutations that we inherit from our parents that we have nothing to do with. That's just our destiny. But we have somatic gene mutations where 95% of cancers are related to those gene mutations are related to external environmental effects. So when we talk about what can we change, the number 1 risk factor for any cancer, and everybody knows that, is smoking, nicotine. So that's cigarettes and that's cigars. Another thing men in this country don't want to hear. They love to have their cigars on the golf course, playing their dominoes, etc. That increases your risk of all cancers. Even from a urologist's standpoint, increases your risk of bladder cancer, increases your risk of prostate cancer, increases your risk of kidney cancer. But the third modifiable risk factor that we can change is alcohol consumption. So if we can do things to change that, we can actually reduce our chance of getting cancer substantially. And that's a major thing.
Wow.
That's a major thing.
And for most people though, it seems that alcohol is, it's self-medication, right? I think
Yes.
that most people that, overconsume alcohol. So then what do we do then? What is the suggestion for that person that's like, I need that drink just to self-soothe? What's the alternative in your opinion?
Well, I think we need to always advocate in medicine, you want to treat the root cause of anything.
Yeah.
If you're using alcohol to numb your pain, to forget your problems, if you have depression, if you have anxiety, if you had a post-traumatic disorder where you had a traumatic event when you were a childhood, you're having marital problems, you're having stress at work. If you're using alcohol to numb that pain, all you're doing is creating a greater problem. You're doing untold harm to your body, you're doing untold harm to your future, you're increasing your cancer risk. So please don't use alcohol as a self-medicating poison in your life.
Okay. And is there one that's worse than the other? I mean, like, is beer worse than wine? Is rum
So
worse than
obviously
wine?
when we look at the
What
amount
is
of
it?
alcohol intake,
Okay.
that varies even in different beers. But the best thing to do is as little as possible, particularly if you have high cancer risk. If in your family you have a predominance of breast cancer. If you have a high number of men in your family, particularly first-degree relatives who have prostate cancer. If you want to change your life, don't be obese. Don't have a sedentary lifestyle. Be active. Never smoke. Avoid secondhand smoke. And please drink as little alcohol as possible. Studies in the past also advocated having red wine. It's an antioxidant.
Right.
That has been debunked. So even having alcohol in the form of red wine can be harmful. It's not going to reduce your cardiovascular risk. It's not going to reduce your chance of heart attack and stroke, as some studies suggested. That is being debunked. So the best thing to do is, alcohol is a poison. Drink it as little as possible. Cigarettes, cigars are a poison. A little as possible. If you want to reduce your risk of getting all cancers, and nobody wants to get cancer, we all have someone in our life that we know who has cancer, who died from cancer. Let's reduce our chance of getting cancer as a nation, as an individual. Be active, don't drink, don't smoke, and then in terms of diet, don't have processed meat. Reduce the calories in terms of going to the fast food restaurants all the time. Just live healthy.
Okay, and sometimes it's easier said than done, right? So when you think about that person that has been drinking for a while, whether moderate or overconsumption, how do they then stop? Like, what would you suggest is the path or the process for stopping? Because it's easy to say just don't drink, but if it's been a habit for so long, what is your suggestion?
Well, there's so many different avenues to seek help. First of all, at Sandlands, they have a wonderful rehabilitation center. We have wonderful psychiatrists, psychologists. There are Alcoholic Anonymous groups readily available. There's support groups. So the first thing you need to recognize is a problem. Next thing you need to do is that there are others who are going through that. Even if the person is going through it, doesn't realize it's a problem, their family members, their friends, their church members can see how this is causing a destruction in their life. Right. Reach out to them. If you love them, you care about them, reach out to them. It's not difficult. They're not really going to accept it in many cases, but if you keep on them, maybe we can make a change, and you can change someone from getting cancer, from developing cirrhosis, from losing their relationship because they're belligerent or they're emotionally or physically abusive when they drink alcohol. It can affect them socially, as we said, physically. It can affect them mentally, and then it can even affect them professionally. So don't go down the road where you're drowning in the bottom of a bottle. You know there's a problem, and if you don't know a problem, that it's a problem. People around you, please reach out to those who you see has a problem.
Okay, and you spoke a little bit earlier about the red wine and how, at one point we used to hear that 2 glasses of red wine or a glass of red wine is actually great with your meal. It's actually healthy for you. And then there were even numbers sometimes that are given. You'd read that, if you have 2 alcoholic beverages a day, you're okay. So what you're saying now is that's not the case. Just clarify that for us.
So even one drink, we're not going to say, okay, a beer versus a small glass of red wine. We're just going to say that drink as little as possible. Some studies say try to avoid even 2 drinks a week. Some studies say don't exceed 1 drink a day. The best thing is never be reliant on anything. Don't be reliant on alcohol. Don't be reliant on going out to the club. Everything in moderation. But now we're changing that paradigm for alcohol. Even alcohol in moderation can be very dangerous, particularly if you have a cancer risk. And as a Bahamian nation, we have a very high cancer risk. So it's basically not safe for anybody in our nation because of our high cancer risk to consume alcohol. And let's look at it as a positive. As I said, let's talk about even breast cancer. If we can reduce our chance of breast cancer as a nation, 1 in 6 women who would have gotten breast cancer will no longer get it just by lowering our alcohol intake. That's a small price to pay. We're going to live longer, we're going to live healthier, and we're going to reduce our chance of cancer. Not just breast cancer, prostate cancer. You can have a more aggressive form of prostate cancer if you drink alcohol. You can have all the oral cancers, whether it's of your pharynx, of your larynx, of your esophagus, of your liver. the benefits are innumerable.
So
the
just,
negatives are also innumerable.
So the key is just don't drink.
Live life healthy. Part of living life healthy is having very little alcohol intake.
Awesome.
And if you need to drink, drink sparingly. And not even socially, because we're a very social nation.
Know.
That means some people say, all right, we're only drinking on the weekend.
Right.
Binge drinking is also a major problem in this country.
Got it. It's been such a pleasure having you on.
Thank you very much.
This information is very, very helpful, especially in starting the new year, right, and setting those goals.
So we can save lives, we can reduce our cancer risk, reduce our alcohol intake, make sure that you're not overweight, make sure you have exercise as part of your weekly or even daily routine.
Exactly.
And never smoke.
Awesome. It's been a pleasure having Dr. Gregory Pinto on. Ladies and gentlemen, be sure to reduce your alcohol consumption this year. You've been watching Bahamas at Sunrise.
When hurricanes and emergencies strike, timely information can save lives. That's why Alive Business brings you bulk SMS messaging, your essential tool for staying informed and safe. Imagine having critical updates and safety tips delivered right to your phone, anytime and anywhere. With bulk SMS messaging, you can send real-time alerts and updates and timely notifications. When every second counts, count on Alive Business bulk SMS messaging. For more information, contact the experts.
From time immemorial, we have been hearing about Grand Bahama reaching its elusive potential. Well, we are finally heading in that direction.
Join us for the 26th annual Grand Bahama Business Outlook, February 13th, under the theme, Prioritizing Inclusive, Sustainable Growth. Don't miss this networking opportunity. Register today at tclevents.com.
Know how important collecting your money can be to the success of your business. Start your relationship with Fidelity today so that we can show you the many options available to you with our merchant services. From click and pay options online to merchant terminals and e-commerce options. We're here to help your business succeed. For more details, speak to one of our business development officers at 356-7764 in Nassau or 352-6676 in Freeport. Visit our website at fidelitygroup.com or visit any of our branches. Fidelity, we're good for you.
Man, I thought retirement would have slowed you down.
It's the island life, son. Living in paradise.
Must be nice. Can't wait until it's my turn, if that day ever comes.
My financial planner has provided me with solutions for my future. Pension, retirement, and even property management.
So who helped you with all this?
Let's go, son. 2 more miles.
What's Leno?
"50 years ago, we charted our own course by declaring independence and shaping the future of the Bahamas. Now we ask, did we make the right call? The Golden Anniversary Bahamian Independence Essays explores our triumphs, challenges, and untapped potential, calling every Bahamian to reflect and shape the next 50 years. Join the national conversation today.
Welcome back. The Doctors Hospital Maya Racine Foundation, supporting Bahamian healthcare students with scholarship for 25 years, will celebrate its inaugural fundraiser and gala. Here to tell us more about it are Randall Dorset. He's the Chief Legal Officer with Doctors Hospital Health System. And we have Kim Dash Sherman. She's Assistant Vice President of Quality and Standards. I didn't say that right. Good morning and welcome to Bahamas at Sunrise. Kim Dashi. Good morning.
Good morning.
Let's talk about the foundation. Tell us a little bit about the Maya Racine Foundation.
Absolutely. So the foundation is named after the hospital's founder, Dr. Maya Racine, and really it's a part of our a community outreach initiative, which is to be the absolute best community partner possible. So the foundation's aim is to benefit students who want to pursue an education in healthcare and who may find a difficulty in funding that education. And so we support them through scholarships and tuition assistance. And so we invite applicants every year. Applications are due the 31st of March, and we consider those applications on a need and merit basis. And really it's a part of our commitment to ensuring that we continue to grow the pool of healthcare professionals in the Bahamas. As you know, we have an ever-growing population with ever-growing medical needs, and we want to be able to ensure that we have the medical personnel available to meet those needs.
But we know that every dollar counts, and the support from the foundation is critical in producing the next generation of healthcare professionals here in the Bahamas. Why is it important to have this event now? Tell us a little bit about the event.
Well, particularly it's because we are celebrating the 70th anniversary of Doctors Hospitals since it was founded in 1955. And so we found that it was definitely necessary to start to see how we can highlight the foundation and also to provide the guidance as Randall laid over.
And so the foundation itself this year will celebrate 25 years. And so we've had the privilege of benefiting over 600 students during that time, over $500,000 in tuition assistance and scholarships. And so the opportunity this year is for us to celebrate that and also to raise more funds and to engage our community partners and the public at large to assist us with this very noble initiative.
So if I want to apply for a scholarship, I want to get my, my little EMT license, or I have to become a full physician.
There you go.
Absolutely. I can be a radiologist. I can be any. There's so many choices within the healthcare profession, right?
And we welcome your application.
Yes. Oh, there you go. I like that. Tell us when and where will the fundraiser take place?
The fundraiser will take place at the Bahamas on February 22nd, 7 p.m. There's still some time to get your tickets, so email us and we will make sure that you get your ticket. Doctors Hospital Foundation at DHFoundation@doctorshosp.com.
And what kind of function is this? Is this this is a black tie event? Am I showing up? Is it tropical casual? I know there's a resort wear. What is this like?
Kadashi's going to tell you about the ball. All I'd say is it's an open bar. I'm a little hesitant to plug that given Dr. Pinto's presentation this morning, but Kadashi told you about it.
It's okay, you'll be surrounded by doctors. It'll be fine.
Yes, so you want to come with your best attire, black tie event, but it's going to be fun, fun and exciting, not stuffy. We want to make sure you're entertained. We have an amazing band, the Essence Band. Everybody knows the Essence Band. They recently celebrated their 7th anniversary. Also, we have DJ Ignite. So he is awesome. So we come to have a good time, having a good time.
So who do you want to attend this event? Is it only healthcare professionals or anyone who is interested in the foundation and supporting, you said, the next generation of our
Absolutely.
healthcare?
A little bit of both, right? So we want to make sure that we invite our healthcare partners to come out and have a good time with us, as well as those who are interested in the healthcare field. But anyone who wants to come out and have a good time and support this initiative, we invite you to participate.
It sounds like we're all going to be out there in our black ties. How do I gain access? How much are the tickets? And tell us again where they can be purchased.
Well, the tickets are only $250, and they can be purchased by emailing the DH Foundation, and we will deliver, or you can come and collect at our corporate office.
And if I wanted an entire table, I'm going to bring my my office, I'm going to bring all of my friends, I can get a table and have a good time, right?
Yes, you can. Yes, you can. And also we are accepting sponsorships, so if you have corporations who would like to participate in sponsorships, definitely we invite you to do so.
Sounds like it's going to be a wonderful party for a great cause. Just reiterate again why it's important that the foundation supports the students and continues to do this kind of work.
Absolutely. So not only do we benefit those individual families who obviously will benefit from the scholarship, the students and their families in terms of their financial assistance, but we continue to grow the pool of medical professionals to meet the needs of the Bahamian populace. And we think it's a very noble cause. People expect Doctors Hospital to be trusted best now to deliver always next level care, and it's a part of our mandate to ensure that we have the personnel to do so. So very excited about the initiative, very excited about giving back, and we want the public at large to join us.
Fantastic. Any advice to anyone, any student out there who may be thinking to apply for support, apply for funding, to apply for a scholarship? Just any advice generally on this road? I know when you're a student, sometimes the finances aren't there, you're in the middle of studying. Just what advice?
Absolutely. You know, and financial problems are normally a big part of the decision, even in terms of what field you get into. And when you're in that field where you're able to continue, we don't want people to have that as a concern, right? Or to deter them from pursuing a medical education. And so we really want you to reach out to us. Like I said, the deadline is the 31st of March, so make sure you get your applications in. And we want to partner with you to reach your goals.
Yeah, and it might be a good look to show up at the ball and support the foundation and meet some of the folks who are responsible for that and persons who've received scholarship and funding in the past, right?
Absolutely, absolutely. So the foundation is headed by Mr. Barry Razin, who needs no introduction. He's a former CEO. He's the son of our founder, Dr. Maya Razin, and he works closely with the chairperson of our Community Relations Committee of the Board of Directors, Ms. Elma Garraway. She needs no introduction. And so absolutely, we look forward to a wonderful event next month.
Fantastic.
And most importantly, we want to recognize that we have 7 honorees that we would like to highlight.
Ooh.
And those are Mr. Barry Rassin, Dr. Charles Digges. We also have the late Justin Eneas, who would like to recognize the late Elma Davis, Dr. John Johnson, Dr. Barrett McCartney. So we want also Dr. Larry Carroll. So we want everyone to come out and celebrate these people who are instrumental in the healthcare field, recognizing the work that they've put in over the years. So it's going to be a fun night.
Yeah, that was a powerful list. I feel like I've probably seen each one of those positions at some point, right?
Yes.
Remind us again when the event is happening and how do we gain access?
So February 22nd, 7 p.m. at the Bahamas, and you gain access by emailing our foundation committee at dhfoundation@doctorshosp.com.
Fantastic.
Doctors, DOCTORSHOSP.com.
We're getting ready for a fun night, celebrating the foundation and all the great things they've done. Anything you want to say to our viewers before we go?
Well, we just would like to thank the public at large who's been very responsive to the ball, particularly all of our partners who are partnering with us. We have a long list of them, and we really want to say thank you to the community for being so responsive to this very noble cause.
Yes.
Fantastic. We'll see you all on February 22nd.
Yes.
Party time.
That's right.
Open bar. Thanks for being on the show this morning. Thanks for everything that you do at the foundation.
Thank you.
You're watching Bahamas at Sunrise. Y'all buy your tickets. You can drink a little bit, but not too much. And then you can talk to the doctors right there. We'll be right back.
Unleash resilience. Secure the digital future. Navigate the evolving landscape of cyber threats. The future will be secured. Presenting the Alive Business Cybersecurity Conference. Securing the future. Navigating cyber challenges in business. Thursday, February 20th, 2025. Atlantis, Paradise Island. Register today. This is how we unleash resilience. This is how we create innovation. Together, let's secure the digital future.
In the Bahamas, we're connected by more than just our islands. Now we're connected by Sand Dollar. It moves with you across many digital wallets. It doesn't matter if you use Bank of the Bahamas, Cash and Go, Island Pay, Canoe, Mobile Assist, Money Max, SunCash, or Omni. Sand Dollar, one currency and many wallets. It's inclusive, convenient, secure, and uniquely Bahamian. Embrace the future. Available for everyone on all Bahamian digital wallet apps.
Comfort Suites Paradise Island is the best kept secret in the Bahamas. Located directly next door to the Atlantis Resort, you'll receive all the privileges of an Atlantis guest with all the benefits of a Comfort Suite stay. Enjoy everything Atlantis has to offer, including Aquaventure Water Park, plus all the amenities of Comfort Suites. Free Wi-Fi, free breakfast daily, and kids stay, play, and eat free. Visit ComfortSuitesPI.com.
African Things is your one-stop shop for everything African. Make a bold fashion statement with vibrant colors and intricate patterns inspired by the beauty of Africa. Find trendy contemporary looks for every occasion and enjoy custom tailoring. Shop jewelry, purses, art, cosmetics, and much more. African Things is located in the Dugard Plaza, Palmdale, next to McDonald's. Open Tuesday to Saturday, 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. Come get your African Things. Good morning and welcome back to Bahamas at Sunrise. We're up dead early on another marvelous Monday, and it's the Mid Show, and you stuck with us. My name is Mark Daniels.
I'm Tamika Cartwright.
And we're having a wonderful time here on set, kicking off our week, last week of January, with some wonderful conversations here on set, right?
Yeah, great conversation. My conversation was all about not drinking alcohol. Your conversation?
Maybe we're going to drink a little bit on the 22nd, but that's okay. In moderation.
Moderation. So important though, right?
Yeah. You can't go all the way in, and like you said, if you're relying on it, then maybe you need to ease up a little bit.
Yeah,
right?
that's
But make
a
sure you're
problem.
trying to eat healthy, exercise every day, stay hydrated, find your spiritual center. So yeah, you don't really have to rely on the spirit in the bottle, right?
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
But if you're trying to get a little bit of spirit in the bottle, don't forget to go to the foundation, the Doctors Hospital Maya Rasson Foundation's event on the 22nd at Bahamas. Go support the thing, right?
Yeah, support the thing.
Go support the thing. We're having a great time here on the set. I want to say good morning to Anna. I see you. Good morning to our wonderful producer. We love you here on set. And we got a great second half coming up. We're going to be talking with Dr. Philip Swan, looking back at that segment about the flu that's been going around.
Yes, and we also have Ian Fernando here. He's going to be closing out our My Library series. But before all of that, let's take a second look at weather with Mr. Godfrey Burnside.
This is Weather at Sunrise.
Thank you, Tommy. Good morning, Mohammed. Just a second look at weather at sunrise. Still got a weak front boundary across the Long Island, Exuma area. Trickle a couple of spotty showers. High pressure with northwest Bahamas. Lovely weather. Nice week in store weather-wise. In the marine forecast today, though, those winds northeast to east at 10 to 15 knots, sea 2 to 4 feet, falling light and variable all the islands. Tomorrow they become northerly at 10 knots or less, seas less than 3 feet in northwest and central Bahamas. Easterly at 10 to 15 knots, sea 2 to 4 feet over the southeastern islands. Then on Wednesday, those winds come easterly, 10 to 15 knots, sea 2 to 4 feet, all the islands falling light and variable at times. Yeah, tides. You can expect a high tide, or you had one, at 1 to 6 this morning. Your next low tide will be at 30 minutes past midday. High again this evening at 6:12. Sunset, 5:49 this evening. Rising on 6:54. UV index 7. Your water temperature 72 degrees Fahrenheit. And the moon phase, now moving towards the new moon. External look, that weak frontal bound will fizzle out by tomorrow. High pressure dominates, so we're looking at partly sunny skies, warm temperatures through the week. Just some spotty showers, particularly over the central and southeastern islands. Though temperature daytime will be in the upper 70s to low 80s at daytime, at nighttime in the upper 60s. That puts her up. When you finally look at the weather at sunrise, I'm Godfrey Burnside. Back to you, Tommy.
Thanks, Godfrey. The My Library series, sponsored by the Center of Digestive Health, is an attempt to encourage Bahamians to read, write, and publish Bahamian literature. And with me now is Mr. Ian Fernander, and he's the publisher of IE's Publishack. Good morning and welcome to Bahamas at Sunrise.
Good morning. Good to be here.
All right, so tell us all about the IE's Publishack. What was your vision for that? How did you get started?
Well, I got started in the publishing business about 35 years ago when I was in New York City, and started off as a photo editor for a magazine, then a photo editor for a newspaper. Then I got into the crazy business of running my own newspaper, and was involved as an editor for a literary magazine. So that got me immersed in that world. When I came back home, I started getting involved in producing certain literature and especially annual reports, because I had a financial background. And my first book that I was involved with was something by J. Kevin Higgins, The Economist, and that got me started. Since then, I've done work in fiction, poetry, and novels. I've done something by David Forbes from the House of Assembly, did a novel. I've done the poetry of Obadiah Michael Smith and other poets. But I really love focusing on biographies and textbooks.
Okay.
So that is really what I focus on today, biography and textbooks, because that's where the challenge is. The challenge for the publisher and for the person trying to produce that stuff.
All right,
Yeah.
it feels like you're up for the challenge then,
Yeah.
right? So tell us, just speaking about challenges, what are some of the challenges that Bahamians face when they want to publish a book?
Well, the whole issue of getting the support, especially if you've not done it before, that is difficult. Most of the huge publishing houses are in the United States, and they're very discerning about who they publish. So the typical book, even for someone in the United States, has a hard road to go when you approach one of the big publishers. You also have online publishers, but they have a way of just taking what you give them, and they really don't do anything with it. They don't do any support. They pretty just massage it and put it out. Most people they have ideas, and they need the kind of high-level support to get their ideas from their head into a book.
Okay, and that's where you come in.
And that's what I focus on.
Okay.
Getting your ideas into a book, having it properly put together, and having that book produced so that it becomes its own living soul.
Okay, so I'm a part of a book club, and I'm the kind of person, I like to, have that book. I'm very, very tangible. I like to hold the book, flip the pages, and a couple people in the book club have been doing like the audio books. So I thought, I'll try that. So you find that so many more people now are not really going with the physical book, like you've got, so many other options, right? So for that person that may say, well, what's the purpose of a book? What's the purpose of publishing? There's so many digital options now. What's your take on that?
I think the book is the most organic form of capturing information. And the thing about something being incredibly organic is that when you don't have electrical power, which might be the case 100 years from now, when you don't have devices and so forth and so on, a book is just something made out of organic material, and it will always be here. The other thing about the organic nature of a book is that you touch it, you have to take it into your brain and interpret it in your own way. The different forms of delivery of information, audiobooks and video books and books online, are fine, but I don't believe that they will ever rise to the level of the organic nature of a physical thing that you hold in your hand and can put under the pillow and sleep with and so forth.
Okay, so you think that there is future for physical books?
Oh, yes.
Years and years from now, we're still going to see this.
Years and years from now. In fact, those of you who go to church or any other religion, those religions exist because there was something physical that actually someone picked up to create the Bible or to create the Quran. There was something physical. Without that, we would not even have most of our major religions. You've had thousands of religions in the world. Many of them never got to putting their ideas down on something physical called a book, and they don't have the gravitas of Christianity or Islam or some of the other greater religions.
Okay, so for those authors that may be out there that are kind of stuck, you know, they've got their information written down, but now they want this published, right? Why should they come to you, and who should come to you? What type of author?
Well, any author who wants to have the level of, you want your work to have accountability and credibility. So any author who is good enough to say, well, I have something, but I would like someone else to look at it, to turn it upside down, to feedback, give me feedback, and to put it together so that it is acceptable to everyone else without destroying my input to it. And I think that's the kind of configuration that you want to end up with.
And that's valuable. That is
Yes.
super valuable. So for the person that may be out there that wants to even start publishing, what advice do you have for them? How do they get started?
One, I think you must be clear that you have an idea of what you want to do. In some cases, some people have written something, but you don't have to have something already written. You just need to, in my opinion, have an idea if you're working with a publisher. You find a publisher, and in the Bahamas we have a few. It'd be great if we had more, and it'd be greater still if we had publishers to the level of the publishers we have in the United States, by which I mean someone who would say, hey, I will advance you, you know, $50,000, $100,000 if you write this textbook, or if you write this story, or if you write this biography. I'm going to pay you $100,000 to do this. I will own the book, and I will get it sold, and so forth. That doesn't happen here. And there are very few Bahamians who have even had that kind of deal with U.S. publishers. Okay. I would like to see that happen here, to get to the place where a publisher can be approaching Bahamians and say, you have a story, let me get that into a book for you, and I will actually pay you to get that done.
That sounds fabulous if that could happen, right?
Yeah.
If only.
That's one of my dreams, to see that happen in the Bahamas.
Yeah, okay. And so for the person that may be out there that wants to get in contact with you because they want to publish a book, how can they do that?
Well, my email address is ian@IEASE Publishack. So it's IEASE Publishack. So someone can always email me at that particular address.
Okay.
I would tell you that because publishing is such heady work, I like to focus on what I'm doing, so I basically do 1 or 2 works at a time at the most, because again, I'm focusing on textbooks, I'm focusing on biographies, and they involve a lot of work and a lot of focus.
Okay, and you've got some books out there already, like you said, that you would have published, right?
Oh yeah. In the realm of biographies, I have done the biography of Sir Clement Maynard, and I worked with him for several years to get that done. Alfred Sayers, the memoirs or the biographies of Reverend Charles Smith at Zion Baptist Church. So those sorts of things. I worked on Sacred Spaces for Antonius Roberts, and a number of publications, textbook on property management in the Bahamas.
Okay.
So that's the kind of things that I've worked on.
Awesome. Well, it's been such a pleasure having you on. Thank you so much for helping us to preserve Bahamian heritage as well.
Yes, thank
All
you.
right.
Thank you as well.
Ladies and gentlemen, you've been watching Bahamas at Sunrise. Ian Fernander here, publisher. Amazing, amazing work that he's doing. We'll be right back.
The Euro device is very affordable. It allows you to increase your internet connectivity, You were able to do away with the buffering, say goodbye to the dead spots. It gives them a much more stable connection. Their customers are able to view their digital menus. The establishment is able to stream. It allows for everyone, the customers and the business operators, to have a much more robust and stable internet connectivity.
Introducing the Focal Smart Pass app that helps you to fuel up faster. Here's how it works. Download the app on the App Store or get it on Google Play and create your profile with payment details. Visit your nearest Shell station, open the app, scan the pump's QR code, select your payment amount, and begin fueling. Say goodbye to cash and cards because the Focal Smart Pass offers secure and convenient payment options right at your fingertips. Download Focal Smart Pass now and fuel up faster today.
One thing, two things, blue thing, old things, things that are small, things that are grand, things that fit just right in the palm of your hand. Fox Hill Nursery, a large selection of garden supplies. If you can see it in your mind, you can find it at Fox Hill Nursery.
Grand Bahamians in particular, although I would invite all Bahamians to get involved in the development and the opportunities that exist in Grand Bahama. Grand Bahamians in particular need to come to sessions like this to hear about all of the new opportunities that exist.
Join us for the 26th annual Grand Bahama Business Outlook. Don't miss this networking opportunity. Register today at tclevents.com.
Welcome back. Speaking of welcome back, it's back to school, back to traffic, back to all the good things, but it's also back to those little annoying illnesses that our children tend to come home with. And there seems to be a bug that's moving around. Today we're speaking with Dr. Philip Swan. He is the acting director with the Department of Public Health to tell us what's happening with this strain of influenza and how we can protect ourselves and our children. Good morning and welcome to Bahamas at Sunrise.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
We're back. And all the sniffles and everything start already.
Well, that was a better way, actually. You came with us in the new year.
It seems so. We brought it into 2025. 2 out of my 4 are already coughing and has some runny noses and fevers. What's happening right now with this strain of flu that's going around?
So, as the Ministry of Health, Department of Public Health, we haven't necessarily received any additional unusual reports of any flu-like illnesses in the community. However, we would have sent out our initial, missive, I guess you could say, at the beginning of December to remind persons we are entering the flu and cough season. We want persons to take the necessary steps to prevent contracting and transmitting any respiratory illnesses. So, the same things that we would have been hearing about and practice during COVID, which is the cough etiquette, coughing in the tissue, coughing in the corner of your arms, discarding out, sanitizing, wearing a mask if you have respiratory symptoms, are the same things that we're talking about now. We still want you to do those things. In addition to that, we would have had our flu vaccine. As well as to persons with non-communicable diseases, such as hypertension, mostly diabetes and cancer.
It seems like in 2024, the sicknesses didn't end. It just feel like it evolved. And when one of my children was sick, and the next one got it, and it was just this roundhouse of illness that kept happening. Have these flu strains been changing? Are they evolving and adapting, or is this the same old flu strain we had back when we were children?
Well, from what we have been able to track, you know that the strains are evolving, definitely. And there are a number of strains that are happening in other animals as well, that we're keeping an eye out. So it depends on what strain you get. We're still trying to do more of the surveillance mechanisms, trying to get our healthcare providers more involved and taking swabs and sending them into the reference lab so we can have a better idea as to what's circulating out there. Because our information is only as good as the information that we get from those persons who are actually seeing the sick persons.
Right. And you know, we speaking of information, we have to rely on reliable information. But I've been seeing the forwards come around about some virus that's popping up in somewhere in the east, and you know, everyone starts to get that feeling again of COVID. Is that something that we should be concerned about?
But I would say to you that the Ministry of Health has its eye and ear on what's happening in the world. We are tracking and we're listening that, of course, the WHO, and then we would therefore say to you that the Ministry of Health should be and the Department of Public Health by extension should be your source of information for health matters in the Bahamas specifically. Right. We have our contacts with the CDC, with the NHS, with Canadian public health agencies, as well as with the World Health Organization, and we have, of course, a network of Caribbean counterparts who are able to help us, not just help us, but share the information as we go from time to time to make sure that we are not missing anything. In addition to that, as I mentioned earlier, we are relying on our physician body, our medical health services, to identify persons who may have these strains of something that's not acting as right, as it should be acting. And send swabs in. Let us test those swabs. You have the capacity to test them and see what's going on out there. We do have sentinel testing in our facilities in the country, over 99 centers, and as well as in the public sector. So just want to put that person's, I guess, increase the sensitivity and reduce the threshold to swab and send in to the department for us to evaluate.
That's awesome. So if we have somebody that's sick right now, a sensitive person, whether it's a child, an elderly person, or someone who has a non-communicable disease already, what are the symptoms that are now abnormal? That, you know, because you might see a runny nose, you see a cough and a fever, but what are some other symptoms we should possibly be looking out for that we wouldn't recognize?
So I mean, when I say abnormal, it's not necessarily abnormal symptoms, but the behavior of the symptoms. So if you're taking your cough medicine or you're taking a fever reducer, and of course you should stay away from aspirin, but if you're taking those fever reducers and you're not getting the pain relief you're needing, you're not getting the fever reduction that you require, as well as if you're taking your antihistamines and your decongestants and they're not working for you, then it is, I think, time for you to bump it up, see a physician, and get a further assessment to make sure that you're actually diagnose the right thing at home and that you're being treated appropriately for what it is that you have. But of course, I would say to you as well, you talk about circulating things coming around and around. Cough etiquette, respiratory etiquette, hand sanitizations, wearing a mask if you have the sniffles or cough.
We still have to do that stuff? I thought that was finished, man. No more masks and sanitizers?
Again, it's respiratory illness. It doesn't change if it's COVID, if it's the flu, if it's a regular cold, quote unquote, or rhinovirus. So it spreads the same way. And we want to make sure that we are trying to reduce persons who are exposed to it so that we don't have any bumper swelling or bumper, numbers, and persons start to get panicky and all that kind of stuff we don't necessarily need.
So we're gearing up for school this week. People are getting their kids ready for school this morning. What are the things they should be looking out for? And when do you make the call that I'm not sending my child to school to not spread something?
Right. So I think the rule of thumb is if your child is having a fever, if your child is having problems breathing, if your child has some difficulty with just basically taking care of their daily toilet, we call it toilet, which is maybe blowing their nose and coughing properly, then keep them at home. If they can wear a mask, by all means, tolerate a mask, let them go to school with a mask on. Reach in the back of your closet, in the pantry, find that little hand sanitizer that's still there from 2 or 3 years ago, put that in their bag, remind them to use it. Of course, get them tissues so they can have the ability to blow their nose and throw that in the garbage as opposed to using a hand towel or a handkerchief, which carries the germ from place to place. So those are type of things. Of course, give your child the medication at home. Don't get the teacher, give it to it. That's more work for the teacher. Before they leave, give it the medication, and then when you can pick them up in the afternoon, it's another dose of medication. And again, if you have any concerns, reach out to your primary care provider, whether it be a pediatrician or general practitioner or family medicine provider, for that information and guidance if you're having specific concern about the illness that you or your child or even a relative is experiencing.
Perfect, because it's that time of year, and so everybody knows running, everyone's coughing, right? And so we want to make sure we're not spreading it. We're teaching our children proper hygiene.
Correct.
We talk about using hand sanitizers, masks, sending them with tissues, teaching them how to wash their hands, how to cough. Any other last minute advice or anything else you want to say to
yes,
parents?
Yes, the flu vaccine. Go and get an influenza vaccine. It's available in all of our clinics as well as in the private sector. And whereas it is beneficial to prevent persons from getting the flu.
Right.
It would stop all the flu, but it would reduce the number of flu that you are susceptible to getting.
Awesome. And if people want to find out more information and get reliable and credible information about possible illnesses and health threats here in the Bahamas, how do they do that?
So right now we're in the middle of ramping up our campaign, public education awareness campaign in the Department of Public Health. But at this point in time, the Ministry of Health has a Facebook page. We're going to launch our Department of Public Health's Facebook page later on this month, as well as a website. And we're going to have billboards and other social media aspects going out as well. So we are actually at the right time to use that vehicle to spread the word and to allow persons to have greater access to the information that they would need on a regular basis.
Fantastic. Feel like we're more equipped for a new school year, kicking off 2025 with all of the right advice from Dr. Swan and the crew with the Department of Public Health. We thank you for all the work that you do and giving us the information we need to stay healthy and not spread the flu around.
Correct.
So thank you again for being here this morning, and I'll give you an update on what's happening with my 2 of 4 snotty children. Thanks again for joining us this morning.
Thank you.
You're watching Bahamas at Sunrise. Break out the mask and the sanitizer, and remember to cough in your elbow, everybody, and don't carry a handkerchief. It ain't the 1960s. We'll be right back.
Hi, I'm Ria Christina, and I'm super excited to be the new host of You and Your Money, local international banks that has actually been closing some of their branches. It actually gives me an opportunity to share my views, my take on the financial matters. Even when we think about what's happening globally, we still have a lot of work to do in terms of having to educate business owners as to the importance, the economic impact, and how it is that we can look at improving the Bahamian economy. $1 billion. That's how much we spend every year importing food in this country. It also gives me an opportunity to have conversations, and that's meaningful conversations with thought leaders within our community, even having to see how it is that we can work together or even the opportunities that may exist for many Bahamians. So I'm excited to be here and looking forward to the great conversations that's to come.
And that is going to do it for us today on Bahamas at Sunrise, kicking off your week in the best way possible. We hope you enjoyed your time with us and all of the wonderful conversations we had today,
Great
right?
conversations, as always,
So go forth and enjoy your week. Remember to overcome those perceived obstacles, push through to the finish line, help someone along the way. You might need to pick someone up off the ground, hold their hand, give them a word of encouragement. Remember, you are worthy. Look in the mirror this morning and tell yourself, I am worthy. I am worthy of love. I am worthy of all the things I want, and I am going to achieve that. And then tell yourself ditto squared, so you double down on that. Have a great week, everybody.